Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Up at Sea of Tranquility. And as you can see, we got Mr. Rich Catino in the house today. What's up, Rich?
What's up? What's up, guys?
We're just chatting, catching up after the holidays.
Right.
Because we're kind of right in the middle of them, right? So we got
Yeah.
New Year's Eve coming up in just a couple of days, but we're Wednesday and we got some new stuff here to show you. Well, Rich has some new stuff to show you. A couple months ago, Rich showed off a couple of those cool Savatage
Yeah.
reissue vinyls. Well, there's a couple more he's picked up. So
Yeah. We talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about Sirens, right?
Yep.
Power of the Night, which I got. I didn't get Dungeons because I still have the original, luckily. But I was thinking of getting it because it came with a single and I didn't get it. And of course, it sold out. So same thing with Power of the Night because I like Power of the Night for what it is. It's still, I know it's always on the bottom of the pile for everybody, right?
Well, Power of the Night's pretty good. Fight for the Rock is the one that's kind of like.
I mean, I'm sorry. Power of the Night's great. I mean, Fight for the Rock.
Yeah,
Power of the Night.
yeah, I mean, Fight for the Rock is one of their worst albums, but it still has has a few tracks that are fun,
I like it for its melodic quality. It's good,
Right.
No, Power Night's awesome. This is the one that's got the pop-up fist now.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm still in my holiday fog. I'm calling Power of the Night Fight for the Rock. What's wrong with me?
I've done it too. Yeah.
Yeah, you just did that with Warrant. You called pull push.
A winger, yes.
Winger. Yeah. Wait, did I just say Warrant?
Yeah, you said Warrant. You said Warrant. See,
I'm
telling you.
Wow, that's two. That's awful. Wow, that is just. I'm a hot mess right now. Okay. Let's see if I can get these straight now. So I got Mountain King.
Yep.
Got Motor Ballet, which is Act 1 and Act 2 now. We were talking about that, how they divided up.
Yeah.
Act 1 and Act 2, which is cool. Same thing with Streets. Well, you got 4 acts with this one because it's double. That's nice. And we went up to Edge of Thorns, right?
I believe. I don't know if you showed Edge of Thorns last time.
No?
No, I'm not sure if you did or not.
The first one with Zach?
Let me open up that gatefold. I'll be able to tell you then if
yeah. I don't know. Maybe we didn't.
No, I don't think you showed that last time.
Okay. Well, this is nice. I should get Fight for the Rock, though. Now that I made the mistake and I forgot to get it and I called it Power of the Night, I got to try and get Fight for the Rock now because I think it comes with a single, too. Like a.
You had you had done the other episode, I think, was in either the end of the summer or early September. And then I know at Sea of Tranquility Fall Fest, they had a bunch of the newly released ones, but you didn't put them up there because you had them on order.
Correct. That was Dead Winter Dead and Wake of Magellan.
Gotcha. Okay.
So maybe we didn't talk about Edge of Thorns with the bright yellow vinyl, which is very nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, Edge of Thorns is a good album. It's kind of like a transition album, though, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I really like it. I like all these songs on here are really good. Right? I mean, you can't go wrong with anything here. Title track, He Carves His Stone, Lights Out.
Yeah.
Labyrinths, Straggy's Tomb, Follow Me. I love Follow Me.
Yep.
Exit Music, that's a great piece of music, right? Degrees of Sanity, Conversation Piece, All That I Bleed's the ballad.
Yep.
Damien, Miles Away. I love Miles Away.
Damien is great. Yeah.
And Sleep, that acoustic song. Yeah, this is nice. So if we didn't show last time, here it is again.
Yep.
And always come with a nice booklet, these liner notes, and a lot of the stuff, the liner notes are repeated from if you have some of the CDs. Comes with the album cover, but a lot of them are new too. They're expanded on, so it's not just a repeat of everything. You get a little bit something extra. Yeah, this is a double vinyl too. So that's a nice one. And then here's the booklet. A lot of pages, a lot of pictures, comments from all the band members that were in the band at the time that recorded it. You got some photos like from the photo shoots. Some pictures that weren't in the original CD. I didn't get this on vinyl when it came out. Did you? Because this was '93. So
no, I had stopped buying vinyl already, so I had that. I bought that on CD when it first came out.
Yeah,
I think the last vinyl I bought from them was either Gutter Ballet or Street. Actually, you know what? I think it was Hole of the Mountain King, because I think Gutter Ballet came out. I bought that on cassette. I think Hole of the Mountain King was the last vinyl I bought from them.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of cool pictures they put in here. They talk about everything, you know, the recording of the album, who's in the band, the tour, all kinds of stuff. So these are very nice, and they're heavy. That's that, I don't know how many grams they call it now, you know, the weight of the vinyl, but it's not the thin, flimsy, you know.
So it's like the 180.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't remember getting this one on vinyl. Even like the shirt that I'm wearing, Warrant Doggy Dog, I didn't get that in vinyl at the time. That was because I was like 92.
Yeah.
So by then, CDs were all over the place.
Yep.
But I wish I had something like this on vinyl, the original still. You know, it was a rarity. So then the most recent three, you got Dead Winter Dead, which has the song that everybody knows as a Trans-Siberian Orchestra song.
Yep.
Christmas Eve. But it's on this album. This is third one with Zach, because I don't have Handful of Rain. I didn't get Handful of Rain either. So I didn't get Dungeons. Should have got Fight for the Rock. I like Handful of Rain too. I don't know why I just didn't get it. But you know, it's a lot of albums to get on vinyl again, right?
It is. And that's also kind of a strange album too.
It's another transition album.
It is. Yeah. I mean, you know, Alex is great on it, but
he is. He's awesome. And then when you read about the album, if you don't know, John Oliva played a lot of the rhythm guitars. He did, I think, a lot of the drums too, right? And a lot of the bass.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So
yeah, red vinyl, holy cow.
That stands out. Yeah.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah. And then they got all the lyrics, which is nice, because you know how it is looking at CD now, trying to look at lyrics. It's like impossible sometimes.
It's small.
Look at these on vinyl, they're, you know, nice and big. It looks good. That's the inside.
Nice.
Yeah, cool shot.
Yep.
You didn't pick up any of these yet, right? You didn't get into the vinyl thing because
I don't even have a turntable, so for me it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's another thing to collect, right? Another thing that you're spending a lot of money on too. So
yeah, these are not cheap. These are not cheap.
No, they're around $40-50.
Yeah,
but you know, very nice. Yeah, I remember the Gargoyle.
Yeah.
Did you see them for this tour?
No,
I did. And sadly, there was barely anybody there. I saw them in New Jersey at the Birch Hill nightclub, and they actually opened with, if I'm correct, Christmas Eve was the track that they played, like an intro, and then the band came and did the first song. I don't remember what they opened with, but I'm pretty sure that was the intro track. You know, this is before it became a radio hit. You know, or it might have just been hitting. I don't know. But that was at the Birch Hill, and sadly, there was not so many people there.
which is a shame.
Yeah. Well, this is what, 96 or 95? I forgot. It's one of those 2 years.
I think it was 95.
Yeah. So, you know how it was for traditional metal at that time. It was pretty rough.
Not good. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I still went. It was still great. So yeah, if you like vinyl, these are very nice.
It's a nice booklet.
Yeah. Let's see. I think they're both red vinyls. Yeah. Every album has a different color. I don't think there's a repeat. So, well, since we got the album, what do you like from this album? What don't you like? What's your favorite?
Hard to say. The whole album's really good. I don't know. It's weird though, because I like all the eras of Savatage, but I find I don't listen to the latter period stuff as much as the really early stuff. Right. I always kind of go back to Sirens and Dungeons and
Power.
certainly the Power of the Night and certainly Hall of the Mountain King and Gutter Ballet and not even as much Streets as much, but I like all of it. But I find I tend to go back to the early stuff because that I kind of grew up on that stuff, you know.
Same thing with me.
Yeah, I was like one of the few people in my neck of the woods who even listened to Savatage back in the day.
Yeah.
And which is kind of strange to think about, but that was kind of the case.
Yeah, but even though they were relatively popular, you know, they did great in the clubs and everything, and supporting Dio and Megadeth for Gutter, right?
Those Gutter, I saw them on that tour. Yeah.
They have a few videos on MTV, so they were doing pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They weren't quite the household name like everybody else.
No, you know what it is? I don't think they quite made it big enough in the 80s. And then when the 90s came and they were still alive and kicking, this kind of music was not really the in thing. Right?
Yeah.
I think that kind of hurt them a little bit. I don't know. They're one of those bands I just don't think they didn't get the right breaks. I mean, they were on a lot of the right tours, and I think their albums were pushed enough. And, you know. And
then Chris passed away in 93.
That certainly didn't help. Yeah. That's
but this album, I love. This Is the Time. It's one of my favorites. Title track, Christmas Eve. You know, Mozart and Madness, pretty sure that's a song that's in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra set list, but they changed the title. I think it's Memories in Madness or Madness in Memories.
They reworked it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they did that with a couple songs, like Prelude to Madness is called The Mountain.
Yep.
You know, so there's always 2 or 3 maybe that they put in every tour aside from Christmas Eve into the TSO set.
Yeah, the seeds for TSO had already begun with those
covers. Oh yeah.
Paul O'Neill was like, I think we can do something with this.
Right? Yeah. So what else? Starlight, that's another favorite of mine on this. That's cool. And this is the album where you got Zach and John sing together.
Yes.
They both split up the vocals too. Yeah. A very winter. I always think of winter when I think of that album.
It does have that feel to it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the artwork too. And you got a Christmas song on there. But it's not a Christmas album. No. You know, the song won't feel like Christmas songs. It's not like TSO, you know. So then we got Wake of Magellan next. Comes with this cool, I forgot what you call this when you, depends on where you put it in the light. It's oh my, what is it called? You know what I'm talking about? They did it with the Kiss cover, Psycho Circ. I mean,
oh yeah, it's a
I'm looking at the lenticular cover.
Yes.
Lenticular. That was the word I was looking for. With the ship, you know, it looks like it's kind of moving a little bit.
Wake of Magellan's kind of their prog metal album.
Yeah, Dead Winter Dead's proggy too, though. I think.
Yeah, they both are. They're definitely much more epic and kind of symphonic and epic and I don't know. It's whereas the earlier stuff is much more just old school metal. I think these are just a little more adventurous and a little more experimenting with sounds and things like that.
Yeah, it started with Streets. You know, that was
it's the theatrical nature to that.
Rock opera, as they called it, you know.
Yep.
But this is another one they divided into 4 sides. And then there's even a bonus track too, a live track. They have Turns to Me live in 1997 on here now. So that's a nice addition. It sounds great.
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes on a lot of these vinyl reissues, you don't get like bonus tracks. So that's kind of neat.
No. Or it comes with, like Poets and Madmen, it comes with a little 45.
Okay, yeah.
Mountain King did that. Another one of them I have has that too. So you got some more. Get the vinyls out. More pictures on the inside of this one.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that was on the CD, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's a great shot of them.
Yeah. And something came from this too in the TSO set, didn't it? If I'm correct. Maybe not. No. Yes, they did. When I saw them a couple of years ago, they used to do Welcome.
Oh, I haven't seen them in a while, so.
Yeah. And they did welcome, and it was Welcome to the Show, and that was the opening song, and they had Zach singing on that song. That was very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So these are really cool because this comes with, because you got the storytelling too and the poetry. So when you're looking in the booklet, you have, the comments about the album and the artwork. And then you got the story of the Wake of Magellan, which they have in the beginning, which is nice. And all this artwork, which is really good too.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yep.
That's why they're charging 40, 50 bucks for them, Rich.
Right. They're making it worth it. That's what's cool. And then, they talk about the whole album, the recording. Very nice. Very nice artwork.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see him for this tour?
No, I only ever saw them that one time back in
Really?
Yeah, with Megadeth. Yep.
Huh. I saw them for this tour too. In New Jersey, the Birchill, if I'm correct. I think they played there twice.
Yeah, the 90s for me was a weird decade going to see live stuff. I mean, I saw plenty of shows, but for whatever reason, I just
wasn't going like you used to.
No, I went a lot more in the 80s and in the 2000s, but for whatever reason, in the 90s, I mean, I saw shows in the 90s, but I was going to see like specific bands often, and I just
right.
I wasn't going, I was going to see more local stuff, and yeah.
There was a lot of local stuff. That's where I saw a lot of shows like the Birchill by me.
Yeah, I didn't start going to Birch Hill and places like that down in Jersey till the early 2000s. So I kind of there was like a decade I just missed a lot. I would go to the Garden or go to Nassau Coliseum or the Meadowlands or something like that. But I wasn't going to like some of the smaller venues to see things other than the Chance or whatever. But Savatage never came around like right here. So I just never went.
Yeah. Yeah, they did Dead Winter Dead, I think one time. That's the time I saw them at the Birchill, and then they did Magellan, if I'm correct, twice. I saw them both times I came through, if I'm right. So this is orangey yellow. Cool. And they're all this translucent,
Yep.
See a little light through them. Another double album. What do you really like from this one? Or is it another one that you really like, or kind of?
I do. I dig those albums. Yeah. I don't know if I have any specific favorites on them, but yeah, those are all solid.
Yeah. You're right. This is very proggy as I'm thinking about it. And the most recent one, which I just got like 2 weeks ago, I think, when I told you, right? Poets and Madmen.
Oh, that's very underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have a soft spot for that one because it's like the return John doing solely vocals on it. And
right.
It's I mean, I love Zach. I think he's great. But for me, the classic Savatage sound is with John. And that's why that album, I think when it came out, and that album got really ignored for whatever reason when it came out. But it came out like so much later. And
2001, right?
Yeah. And it's like, I remember like he and Chris were supposed to do a second Dr. Butcher album, which never happened. You have to wonder if that was originally supposed to be a Dr. Butcher album, and then it became a Savatage album. But it totally sounds like an old school Savatage album. It's heavy. John sounds great.
Yeah, and some of the riffs on here too, I could definitely hear in a Dr. Butcher album.
Yeah.
And they talk about, this album, they talk about the recording and everything. It's a double. They talk about, Zach wasn't singing on this album, but I really liked his voice. I kind of missed it, actually, him and John together, because he was more smooth and melodic. And
they sound very different. Yeah,
but it's nice to hear him, the edge that his voice has on these songs, just a white one.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah.
And then, it's only a 4-piece now at this album. So Chris is the only one doing guitars. So Alpha Charlie wasn't.
Charlie's not there. Yeah.
Right. And then for the tour, it was Jack Frost doing guitar. And then they had Damon Jinha, I think his last name is. He was singing for them. But when I saw them, it was great. The set list was amazing. But his voice is so similar to John Oliva that, later I enjoy it better with Zach and John, but Damon had a very similar voice to him, so I like the contrast between the two of them. So
yeah, that's a weird time because you had that album came out, but like they didn't really support it much. And then you had Circle to Circle, Zach's band, you had John Oliva's Pain, you had Caffrey doing all his solo stuff, and it was just like all these guys from Savatage were doing. And then they did the TSO started up,
that was starting to be
So you had like everything but Savatage, but it was all good,
Yeah. This is another, like I said, another great tour. This set list was awesome. They did like Beyond the Doors of the Dark and Power of the Night and Unusual and Warriors and By the Grace of the Witch. It was
all the really heavy stuff. Yeah.
Killer set list. Yeah. So this has Awaken, the extended version. So little 45, I guess this is 45. Well, it doesn't have the hole in the middle, so I think it's something different, but cool little bright color on there. I forgot what they call this. Because the 45 has the bigger hole in the center. This is
so that's like what do they call, like a 7-inch?
I think that's might have been it. Yeah, I have to look because I don't know if I keep a lot of the little plastic thing that's on the cover, with the
type sticker.
Yeah. But I don't seem to see it here. Maybe it's stuck to something. Or maybe I put it in the booklet. This is a very cool cover too. I really like this cover.
Yeah. Insane Asylum.
Yeah, you got the dragon on the back by the moon. And again, this album, this was never reissued. So all the liner notes and everything are, from what I understand, they look pretty new, pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I have the original, I think the SPV release on CD of this. So I don't think it's come out again since, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so whatever liner notes were written, maybe they were written at a time, but they never used them, or, I don't know. But it talks about, the lineup changes and who played with them live and the story. It's all studio, studio stuff, because the live stuff, the live band, if they don't, actually none of these really have, well, some of them have the live shots, mostly studio pictures.
So long ago.
Right? 2001 is 21 years now.
Yeah.
22 next year, right?
Yep.
But yeah, they have all the lyrics for this now too. What else? I still have to read this. I didn't get into the whole thing yet. But there's some kind of, there was a story to this too. Because then you have this in here too with the girl that's part of the story and this other images. I don't remember. I have to go back to it. Honestly, I have to go back to this one, what this was about. It's been a while. So, yeah.
Nice.
What's that?
So that's a nice little set you got there. So which ones are you missing now?
Dungeons, Fight for the Rock, Handful of Rain.
Can you still get those?
It said they're sold out on their website, but maybe I could find them someplace else. I just should have done it at the time, but like I was saying, it's just, there's so many albums that they were going to be putting out and so many I didn't have, and I knew they were going to be doing these, double ones with extra stuff and everything, and I was like, let me, I got the ones I had, Fight for the Rock originally, and Dungeons, and Handful of Rain on CD, and I don't know, just didn't do it. But now there's only 3 missing. Now I'm like, damn, I just got to be complete at this point. Why?
You got to get them all, right? It's like collect them all, right? It's like you can't. Only 3.
Why am I stopping and not just getting the other 3?
Yeah, I'm sure you can find them out there for decent prices, I would think.
Yeah.
Especially since like none of the 3 of them are like considered like their top albums, right? Maybe Dungeons, I think, has a little.
I didn't. Yeah.
But the other two are probably, not really looked at as some of their best albums. So that you might be able to get them in the wild, like I think for a decent price.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah, I probably will. I gotta fill it in. Got everything else. Got to do it.
Yeah,
Right?
I would. Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. That's
And
what
I'm
I would.
pretty sure that Fight for the Rock comes with a couple demos too, which would be cool to have
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah.
from I think that
Yeah,
album.
it's, this. I remember I had Fight for the Rock on vinyl back in the day. I bought it when it first came out, and then I never replaced it on CD. Then, like maybe 3 years ago, I was just kind of going through all my Savatage collection. I'm like, wow, I never bought that on disc. It's the only one I didn't have, so I just went and I got it cheap, and I was like, I got to have it, even though I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. It's got a couple of good tracks, but still, it's got to have them all, right?
You have to. You got everything else, you might as well. It's very, it's very melodic, but it's enjoyable. It's got
I mean, they were feeling pressure from the record label to, it's just weird that when it came out, how like freaking light it is, right? And then the next album just completely crushes.
Right.
It's just weird because it came in between like a couple really great albums, and it's just like, what happened here, right? So
that was 86.
Yeah.
It could have worked if they did a video, but they didn't do a video. They did one for Mountain King in 24 hours.
Right.
But maybe if they would have did a video for one of those songs, because they were a little more melodic, could have helped them get a foot in the door,
Yeah, which one do you do though, right? It's like
maybe the title track.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up the track listing real quick.
Or maybe the remake of their earlier song.
Out in the Streets?
Yeah, Out in the Streets might have made sense.
That was good.
Before.
Edge of Midnight and Hyde were very heavy and very old school Savatage, so maybe not.
Yeah, Hyde is a great song. That's probably the best song on the album, actually.
Yeah. But Out on the Streets or Crying for Love or even Lady in the Skies, I like it more melodic too.
It's just such a weird album because it just sits in the middle of all these other albums that are like just crushingly heavy, and then they put that out, and it's just like, okay, this like does not compute with everything else, right? But
But
I mean, I've read plenty up on the band. I've talked to Chris, and even though he wasn't in the band at the time, he's like, they all felt that this was not the right album to release, but that's what the record company pushed them into, and it's like, didn't really work, right?
Right. But now when you listen to it later, I get a better appreciation for it.
Yeah.
It's like Kiss Unmasked or The Elder at the time, it didn't work. But you listen to them now, and they got some pretty darn good songs on those albums.
Yeah. A few.
Some. A few, maybe? Not some, right?
Neither one of them are classics, in my opinion. But I mean, there are some.
We'll go with a few for Unmasked, because I do like Unmasked, and then I'd say maybe 2 or 3 that are.
I think for me, I think The Elder holds up better than Unmasked does.
Really?
Yeah. And I hated The Elder back in the day.
So
Unmasked, I didn't really like Unmasked back in the day, but at least I liked some of the stuff on there. Now I listen to Unmasked and I'm kind of like, oof. And I listen to The Elder, I'm like, some of this is okay. A little overblown, and I just think it's an album that Kiss didn't need to make, but whatever. But now we're completely off track.
We're so off track. That's all right. We're picking up from the beginning where I called Power of the Night Fight for the Rock.
Right. And Winger Warrant, right? It's all W's.
Warrant and Winger, you had pull was push.
Push pull.
Look, we've had 4 days of Christmas holidays and everything. We're still in the holiday brain fog,
Yeah.
Got to get it together.
That's right. So thanks for Rich for showing off his cool new Savatage vinyl. So for those of you who haven't taken the plunge yet, probably should get on it, right? Just like Rich needs to get on those 3 that he's missing. So, but yeah, if you're a fan and you still collect vinyl, you're probably going to want these because they are really, really nice looking. And people have been talking about them quite a bit. So, hopefully one of these days we'll get a new Savatage record.
And maybe this is the start of a couple other things. Maybe they have a couple live albums they'll reissue, or
that would be nice, right? Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a DVD or an old live show.
Yeah, one of those bands. I mean, they have some live stuff out there, but like to me, there was never that like official Savatage like double live album, right? That's
Right.
I mean,
The one that was a tribute to Chris in the 90s, which was recorded in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the 94 one live from Japan.
Yep.
When Skolnick was playing guitar.
Yep.
But if you look on YouTube, there's a couple shows that are out there, like the 97 one, where you get that track on Wake of Magellan. That was pro shot. I think I've seen one or two other things, clips from a couple festivals and stuff, and they look really good. You take them and clean them up, or you got the Vakken show in 2015, I want to say.
Yeah, God, that's that long ago already. Yeah.
They played side by side stage, it's two stages with TSO on one stage and Savatage on the other stage.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Time will tell, I guess.
Hopefully these vinyls are a beginning of, some stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of some of these vinyl releases down in the comments below. Otherwise, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together all the damn time. Rich Catino, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll have one or two more new album review things for you here today. Otherwise, stay tuned tomorrow night for the Monsters Den. Till then, for Rich Catino, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.